fellow South Africans. Over the last 3 decades, we have been on a journey striving together to achieve a new society, a national democratic society. We have transformed the lives of millions of South Africans, providing the necessities of life and creating opportunities that never existed for them before. We have enabled a diverse economy whose minerals, whose agricultural products and manufactured goods are exported and reach every corner of the world while creating jobs in our own country. As a country, we have returned to the community of nations, extending a hand of peace and friendship to all countries and all peoples. Just as we cannot deny the progress South Africans have made over the last 30 years, nor should we diminish the severe challenges that we continue to face. As government, we have taken steps to address the youth unemployment challenge. 3 years ago, building on the experience and success of the expanded public works program, we launched the Presidential Employment Stimulus. Through this program, we've been able to create more than 1.7 million work and livelihood opportunities. Our first priority was to put a decisive stop to state capture, to dismantle the criminal networks within the state and to ensure that perpetrators face justice. Great progress has been made in bringing those responsible for all these acts of malfeasance to justice. More than 200 accused persons are being prosecuted as we speak. More are under investigation. Stolen funds are being recovered. Over the past 5 years, we have worked earnestly to revive our economy from a decade of stagnation and to protect it from both domestic and global shocks. We have laid a foundation for growth through far-reaching economic reforms that we have embarked upon, an ambitious investment drive, and an infrastructure program that is starting to yield results. Companies continue to invest. Thousands of hectares of farmland are being planted. New factories are being opened and production is being expanded. We have delivered on our commitments to bring substantial new power through private investment on the grid, which is already helping to reduce load shedding. We completed the auction of broadband spectrum after more than a decade of delays, resulting in new investment, lower data costs, and improved network reach and quality. Just this week, we published new regulations to reform our visa system, which will make it easier to attract the skills that our economy needs and create a dynamic ecosystem for innovation as well as entrepreneurship. Over the 30 years, we have sought to use education as a tool to create equality and to empower our people. Our basic education outcomes are steadily improving across a range of measures. The latest matric pass rate at 82.9% is the highest ever achieved. And with each new year, learners from no-fee schools are accounting for more and more bachelor passes that are achieved. At the same time, fewer learners are dropping out of school. We have increased funding for poor and working-class students in universities and TVET colleges significantly over the past 5 years. Our policies and programs have, over the course of 30 years, lifted millions of people out of dire poverty. Today, fewer South Africans go hungry and fewer live in poverty. South Africans today are living longer than ever before. Maternal and infant deaths have declined dramatically. We have built more hospitals and clinics, especially in poor areas, providing better quality of care to more South Africans. The National Health Insurance Bill has been passed by both houses, and that will provide free health care at the point of care for all South Africans, whether in the public or private health facilities. Tackling crime and insecurity is a key priority. During this administration, we have focused on equipping our law enforcement agencies, which had been systematically weakened, to do their work effectively. We have strengthened the ranks of the police through the recruitment of 20,000 police officers over the last 2 years, and another 10,000 will be recruited in this year as well. The economic infrastructure task teams that are operational in all provinces have had important successes in combating cable theft, damage to critical infrastructure, as well as illegal mining. New laws were introduced to strengthen the response to the criminal justice system, gender-based violence, and provide better support to survivors of such violence. We remain committed to playing a constructive role on our continent and around the world for the realization of a better Africa and a better world. We will continue to play an important role to silence the guns throughout our continent. We will build on the progress we have made in establishing the African Continental Free Trade Area, which will transform South Africa's economy and that of the continent by creating new jobs and increasing economic participation across our continent. We have come a long way in the last 5 years. We have built on the achievements of the last 3 decades, and we have taken decisive measures to address the immediate challenges facing South Africans. We have made significant progress on measures to grow our economy, to create jobs, and to reduce poverty. While we have set in motion the process of renewal and reform, there is more work to be done to see these reforms through to the end. We must keep moving, always forward, always onwards, towards the country of our dreams, always believing that our victory is certain. Ke a leboga na cancer. Ngiyalibuka, ikhensile ngiyabonga kubo bonke abantu balapha eMzansi Afrika. Nilale kahle, ngiyabonga.